the young people, idle no more movement. I dare venture to have them stand up if I could bring back Joe Mathias, Teddy Dixon, Clarence Joe, and stand them there and said, were you idle? Were you idle? No, you brought us from there way over to here. We still have a long way to go. You guys need to pick up the mantle, not be so entrenched in this enhanced dependency.
So my traditional name is Lenachuyat, which is one who works for the people. My English name is David Jimmy, from Squayala here. Been chief and CEO for 9 years now. You know, we're a small community. We have 200 members. We have just about 300 acres of land. We have a commercial retail development, shopping center, Eagle Landing, and then primary source of revenue is from Eagle Landing. We've got a number of programs and initiatives throughout the community to support membership, from anything from youth recreation support to elder support, hardship, you name it. We've tried to come up with as many programs as we can to help. Most important factors are gaining jurisdiction, obviously trying to take as much as you can away from the Indian Act or any responsibilities with respect to reporting to Indigenous Services Canada. So First Nations land management is critical, I think, in being able to move at the speed of business. I think taxation obviously is another one where gives you some more ability to generate revenue through property taxes, gives you some ability to initiate different bylaws as well, so taking some more jurisdiction away from federal government and those responsibilities. Where we suddenly have some economic clout within the greater municipality, I think changes the narrative around, what does the relationship look like? How can you talk about specific issues when we're being recognized as somebody who's, community generating jobs for the community? We're contributing tax dollars back into the city through our agreements with them. Suddenly we have a louder voice, so we try to look at that 7 generations down the road. Do we have the land set aside for housing that's going to accommodate everybody coming along, and then the strategy with generating revenue maybe to purchase more land as we continue to grow. That reminder of kind of what we do and why we're doing it is that self-sufficiency goal. So we have to walk a fine line of support and dependencies, even with our policies. So we want to support membership as much as we possibly can so that they stand on their own 2 feet. Anything else should be a bonus, right? And so if I could be here in 20 years and say that we've put in every policy and tried to give training to our members and tried to provide education for everybody to have a job, and in 20 years everybody had a job, and nobody was coming and asking for a handout, it was all just a very great bonus, the extras. That's sort of the ideal world, I think, for what I'd like to look back and say, I think we did a good job. All you can do is provide the opportunity, and I think that's what we're doing here, is providing opportunity.
Alan Bear, I'm Whitecap Dakota First Nation. I've worked with Whitecap Dakota since I was 16. Now I'm 30 years old, so about 14 years. Started cutting lawns, cutting wood, and wherever I could help out with Whitecap and Public Works. Moved on to working as the lands officer, then land manager, and then director of lands, tax and infrastructure. And now I'm a council member of council for Whitecap Dakota, one of the leaders. So Whitecap's a fairly small First Nation. We have around 5,000 acres of land. We're not in the resource sector, with whether it's potash or oil. We're very small and we're not very close to any major resources. So we're close to the city of Saskatoon. So what we did was we created a tourism market. So we have the Dakota Dunes Golf Links. We started that in 2003. Moved on, had the Dakota Dunes Casino, and that's the biggest First Nation casino in Saskatchewan. So I think we're 29 million net revenue every year, but that's shared amongst the 74 nations. And we also give 25% back to the Saskatchewan government. So when they say Indians don't pay tax, we pay tax. We're paying 25% of our net revenues right to the government. We're also building a new hotel right now. It's a $40 million build, and it'll be 155 rooms. It'll be opened up next next summer for the public, and then we're giving back, and we're creating jobs, opportunity, and we're adding to Canada's GDP as well. We've implemented our own taxation systems now, so however we can be a part of the economy, we want to open up our doors and be a part of the economy. Well, a very important part of our governance system is the land code, right? So we want to eliminate the 25% of the Indian Act so we can govern our lands, create land leases, create our own environmental laws, land laws, and we're missing taxation. So how do we create that whole taxation piece? So we exercise our right to be a government. We took over the taxation jurisdiction. We want to act just like any other jurisdiction, whether it's the municipalities, the towns, the cities. They all have their own levy law systems. We want to create that as well. We want to make sure that we capitalize on every taxation jurisdiction that we can. So we've been doing that. We also have our own GST. So it's called Whitecap Community Improvement Fund. We exercise our right for the GST tax dollars as well. So instead of the dollars going back to Trudeau, they come back to Whitecap. And we spend those dollars every year, whether it's infrastructure dollars, whether it's for community, culture. Those GST dollars, we can spend them however we want. So it's around 1.3 million that comes back to Whitecap. So tools like the FMA, tools like the First Nation Land Management Act, FNTC, all those tools are very important for our nation to continue to move forward.